Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P-Funk. Thinking, right? Out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson that I'm going to break down to you. I'm going to use my phone definition to express my point about the 5 major religions by followers, by how many people follow. So this is going to be fun. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receiving. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do. If rhetorical, if you have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And two, might not be true. You see me keep peeking over here. I don't want my phone to go off before I get my lesson started because I got my stuff written down. But I'm going to use the definition from AI to help me out. I ain't got no book today. I got the phone. It works just as good because they'll get me where I need to go real quick. So I got a few things I can go over. Let's start with right thinkers. Let's talk about being the number one most popular religion means what? Nothing. But they seem to think it's a big deal. So let me break down the top 5 religions and their beliefs. Gonna enjoy this. Hopefully I'll get a good understanding from with the Chinese. Let's go to China. They number 5. Okay. They are what? The People's Republic of China is officially atheist. Did you know that? Okay. But the Chinese government formally recognizes 5 religions: Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity, but you better hide it, Catholicism, and Protestantarianism are recognized separately, and they recognize Islam. All religious faith that they don't mind you practicing in China. What they said, Chinese claim to what? To be atheists, but vast majority actually follows some mix of ancient folk religions such as Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. They don't have a concept of God like we do. Everything is God, God, God. No, they live by principle and concepts, and I ain't got a problem with that. Traditions that they follow. What do the Chinese believe about God? Chinese scholars emphasize that the Chinese tradition contains 2 facets of the idea of God. Okay. One is the personified God that everybody knows of popular devotion, okay? And the other is one of what they call an impersonal God of what they call philosophical inquiry. Those are the force. That's the force. They understand nature. And watch this. Together, they express an integrated, again, working together, definition of what they call the monistic world, okay? This is Chinese theology. Chinese claim to be atheists, but some of the mix of ancient folk religion and Buddhism, Confucius that they follow says, well, they got a concept about God. And they tell you they do. So again, but the Chinese religions were number 5. So they got 1 billion followers of Chinese concept. And Chinese has its own zodiac. They don't give a crap about Western civilization. They don't care about Eastern civilization. They got their own zodiac and they got doing fine, okay? They got the year this and the year that, okay? But they have no, their system, They got different New Year's, and they got a whole different God concept. I just read that for you, okay? I did this before I read that. And they live by what? Their religion, excuse me. They don't worry about what Christians, Jews, Muslims, and any other religions doing. They got their own thing, and they not envious or jealous, and they're trying to train nobody to do nothing. They comfortable. Chinese live by their religious concepts, okay? And they doing just fine. For you to say they want it wrong, who are you to say that? You ain't the judge of nobody but yourself. I hate when people make decisions based on what they think and feel. You ain't nobody important, so spare me. Number 5, the Chinese don't care if they are what? Number 5, it means absolutely nothing to them. It ain't a competition. They doing just fine, okay? Number 4, who's that? Buddhists, okay? The Buddhists, let's see what they say about that. Buddhism. This is fun. What? I ain't got to scroll to the pages. I got to do just speaking to here. Buddhism, let's talk about that right quick. Buddhism, also known as Buddha, the Buddha Hamana, and Dharmaniya, is the Indian religion, right next to Egypt, okay? They had their concepts and their philosophy based on the teachings attributed to the Buddha and the wandering Asiatics, okay? Mostly Asians, okay? Indians. What is the main belief in Buddhism? Buddhists believe that human beings have the potential to become free from suffering by practicing daily meditation and cultivating a meditative lifestyle prescribed by the Buddha. I ain't got a problem with that, okay? The Buddha gave many lectures before his death. His teachings are referred to as what they call Dharma. Okay, I ain't got a problem with that again. The guy that I follow is a Buddha mystic, so he know what he doing. Okay, I give respect to them. Which country is 100% Buddhist? Buddhist is the state religion. 4 countries: Cambodia, Myanmar, Bhutan, and Sri Lanka. I didn't know that. Okay, so again, learning new things is a part of learning about life. What are the 5 beliefs in Buddhism? The Buddhists believe in God. Let's try that one. Buddhists do not believe in any kind of deity or God. Did you know that? See? Although there is supernatural figures who can help or hinder people on the path toward what? Enlightenment, to know themselves. Born in Nepal, Siddhartha Gautama was the Indian prince who, upon seeing people poor and dying, that's the story about the first Buddha. He wanted to be enlightened. He wanted to know why people suffer. We suffer because we desire physically fresh things, and when we don't get it, we get disappointed. When you learn to raise your consciousness level where you don't need to desire things, you know you have everything you need, so there's no more suffering. That's the concept philosophically. I know that. I teach the same for you. All right. Now, the Buddhists, they number 4. Who gives a crap? I love Buddhism philosophy. Why? It enlightens you. The whole idea is to get enlightened, to become one with God. They practiced, taught it, and they lived it. That's why I got respect for them guys. Y'all look at them in the orange thing, they're home. No, they got everything they do is calculated for them to do. And you practice it, you'll get the results that they get. Oneness with God. They add the Buddhists, the high priest and the Buddhists. Okay? At Shaolin Temple, bump, highest man ranking right now. Where is God? So they know where he is. They just deal with him from a philosophical principle point of view. Meditative and mentally getting towards him. They had that thing all figured out. Okay? Now, where at? The Buddhists, what they pray to, who they pray to. Instead of a Buddhism, we pray to Buddha and the Buddha Shivats. That's the inspiration and for strength to work on ourselves again so that we can create our own course of happiness. Same philosophy, as well as what benefit others as much as possible. Selfish service to help others. You enlighten yourself. The first thing I thought when I got enlightened, wait till I tell my buddies about this. Buddies don't know about this. I got no friends. Why? I became enlightened and nobody wants to do that. So the Buddhists, I love that concept. And what's this? I love the Buddhist philosophy because they practice them on a day-to-day basis, pretty much like right in philosophy. We both believe certain things, understand it. But I learned the Buddhist philosophy and it all works if practiced, again, correctly. That's all you got. Any religion concept, you got to just practice it. They ain't lying. They just got to put it to use. Like I say, I don't got a problem with good Christian, Muslim, or Jews. Okay, Buddhists, Hindus don't care. When you live what you practice, that's what matters. That's all. That's what he recognizes. You ain't got to do with me. You ain't got to answer to me for nothing. You ain't got to prove a damn thing to me. So understand that. So I'm not here critiquing nobody. Well, what's your spirit? What's this? Don't care. I take care of me. All right. When we get there, then we can converse. Why? We be there forever. Here, temporary. I ain't beat for that. Okay. I like being enlightened with what? Knowledge of self. And there's different ways to acquire it, depending on where you live, what culture you follow. But the whole idea is put the work in. It don't give a crap. The work is what's important. And the Buddha, a.k.a. the enlightened one, or the one who what knows himself, knows God in him, become one, communing with the higher self through mental understanding. They know God is mental. They knew that part. Man, we ignorant. We make God man. Man ain't no. Wrap it up. I'm a Buddhist, but what? By practice, by nature, because I'm enlightened. Simple. I got knowledge of self. Mastery of self. That's a Buddhist. Okay, I'm awakened. So, okay, and there, I'm working with that. I'm good. Let's go to who? Number 3, Hinduism. Now, this is a group of people, okay, that the land is Hindu. They're not Hindu. They're just called that by the landmass. I never forget about that. Okay. Hinduism. There we go. Hinduism.
According to Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, Hinduism is an umbrella term for a range of Indian religious and spiritual traditions that are unified by adherence to the concept of Dharma, a cosmic order maintained by its followers through rituals and righteous living, as expounded in the Vedas.
I didn't know that, but I got my understanding about them. I'm a Veda man, so I know about the Hindus. All right, but here we go. What the people said about the main belief in Hindu. Hinduism believes in the doctrine of, again, samsara. We call it reincarnation. They call it samsara, the continuous cycle of life and death, rebirth. Okay, they got the concept. They just call it something different. Reincarnation. Okay, we call it karma, the universal law of what? Cause and effect. You live right, you do right, you go on. You live wrong, you do wrong, you die. The penalty for sinners is death. That's why you die physically, and you're going to die twice if you don't become what? Conscious of who you are. The spirit won't die. Only the physical body and the consciousness. 2 out of 3. You want the 2 to be on your side when you become conscious. So now you go. The physical body going to stay here, and you can out of here. Remember, I used to do this about God. That's my favorite thing. When the body ends, spirit starts flapping his wings. Your bar, get your head on the bar. You go. You going home. That's the concept. But let's talk about the Hindus right quick. They had the same concept of life and death, all right? But one of the key thoughts of Hinduism is they call it Atman, or the belief of the soul. This philosophy, again, holds that the living creatures, we all have a soul, and they are all part of the same supreme soul, aka God. We are the spirit that's in there, they call it soul. What are the 10 sins of Hindu? Do Hinduism believe in Jesus? Let's see what they say. Unlike other religions, Hindus have no establishment set of belief and thus universal or common views of Jesus. However, a lot of Hindus, include religious and political leaders, tend to variously venerate Jesus as either a Sadi or avatar, God in the human form. They ain't really beat for that. Okay, everybody got their own way. What does the Hindu pray? Who do Hindus pray to? Then I'm moving on. Okay, what do they do? What are the do's and don'ts of Hindu? We want to know what they pray to. Okay, 3 forms of God that make up the Hindu Trinity. You got 1, 2. You ready? Brahma, the creator. Vishnu, the preserver. That would be Amun Rapata. They got Brahman, which was me, Amun, the creator. Vishnu, which would be Ra, the sun. And Shiva, the destroyer in the physical form. That would be Pata. They had a philosophy that they lived by and they're fine by it. Okay? Now, the Hindus. Okay, where we at? Number 4. No, that was number 3, excuse me. And the Buddhists, they have what? How many people they got? They follow. They got 1.2 billion. Chinese got 1 billion. Buddhists got 1.2. And now the Hindus, they stepped up the game. They got 1.75 billion. So number 3, the Hindus are a religious group of people serving gods of their what? Their choice. They pick and choose. They select the god, use them, and it's been working fine. They got same stories we got pretty much, but just with Brahma, Shiva. Okay. But you got Hindus, is not a race of people, but that's the landmass that they live on. Okay. I didn't get that from her. She gave me other information. But the culture of Hinduism is to be raised up and become conscious of oneself. So they use Buddhism. They use a few different, the Vedas, because they surrounding them, so it's a culture thing. But they had the philosophy, and they created their own gods to live by, and it's working again for them, doing just fine. I tell anybody, if the person, the God that you set to follow, to worship and do the things you do, if he's not blessing you, you might want to get another God. So all of a sudden, there's no God. Why? We just work with the spirit and the philosophy, principles. That's why. Number 2, Islam. Let's talk about y'all. Okay, I got a sour taste in my mouth about Islam, so spare me. Islam. How should a person feel his spare time? Islam, Quran, the answer. Okay, if you're Muslim. Everybody don't want to be a Muslim. So Islamic knowledge is only good to serve people who want to follow that faith. I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to follow it. That don't mean it's bad or anything else. They got 2 billion followers, so it ain't about me, what I think and feel about it. Let's talk about what are the 3 biggest sins in Islam. That's a good one. The 7 great sins in Islam is listed below. Shirk, reverence, do God, directed toward those others than God, serve this one God. Committing murder, well, that's everybody. Taking away someone's life. Taking property, not covering somebody else's stuff. Taking or prayer interest, don't understand that. Taking or praying interest, don't understand that one. Witchcraft, don't get that one. Theft, disobedience to the parents. Yeah, okay. So how the Hindu know what that? Why the 7 Hindu? How much lighter? Which sin was Allah? Okay, still say the same thing. So they got a perspective, pretty much. Islam. I don't want Hindu. But the main belief in Islam. There you go. The belief in Islam is that no God but God. Muhammad is the messenger of God. You call God Allah. Okay, but again, that's your philosophy. It's fine. Essential to Islam. Why? The phrase written in Arabic is often prominently featured in with architecture and a range of objects, including what? The Quran, Islam's holy book of divine revelations. I don't need that. The Islam believes some other Christians. Do Muslims believe the same as Christians? Almost all Christians believe that Jesus was the incarnated Son of God. Yeah, but the Christians, the Muslims say that he was a prophet. They give respect as that. They got the concept, but they don't follow it to that degree. Okay, do Muslims believe Jesus died for the cross, on the cross? And Muslims believe that Jesus did not die on the cross. They got their own philosophical concepts about what the Christian believe and what they believe. Moving on. That's the right, free will to believe what you want. And if it's working for them, if you're a Muslim and you pray to Allah and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're being blessed, who's to say you're wrong? That's your right. And I respect that. That's my point. Everybody got the right to believe what they want and live how they want. And if he's blessing you, my opinion shouldn't really matter. Because for me, yours don't. Okay, not to be facetious or disrespectful. That's just a fact. I state those things. The second best religion in the game, bragging, oh, yeah, we number 2. I know it was a competition, but I see now to some ego followers, yeah, y'all competing. And you got 2 billion Muslims. It's a lot of Muslims. It's a lot of Muslims, okay? But it's not your religious position that God cares about, but what? Your righteous deeds that you live by, claiming to be his followers or worshiper of him. So if you're a Muslim, living by the tenets of Islam, it should be what you're doing. And you doing those things, you'll be blessed just like anybody else. That's what I understand. But those who not, don't get it. And that's why. Because you ain't doing it. You want people to believe and think you are. But the man who do the blessing, he can see through your nonsense. I respect the Nation of Islam in USA, a.k.a. Black brothers, okay? They call y'all nigger Muslims, right? Because y'all take it and do what y'all want with it, make it suit y'all. That ain't what it's about. I know real true Muslim. Again, I'm at Wawa. I've been a couple of places early in the morning. I seen brothers in delivery trucks. I seen brothers in gas jockeys put their prayer mat down, stop what they doing, close their truck up, and go into salat, and go into prayer first thing in the morning. I see that. I respect that. Why? They devotion. They devoted to their craft. They don't care where they at with it. That means nothing to them. That's what I respect about them. And true Muslims, that's what they do. What they do, that's what make you a Muslim. Claiming to be Muslim and selling beanie pies and wearing a bow tie, that don't make you no damn Muslim. Sorry about that. But Muslims are no better than any other religion, but they think so. And if they conduct themselves as Muslims, it ain't about what somebody thinks or what they are. Just be. That's all. If you're Muslim, be a good Muslim. Calling God by another name means absolutely nothing. Serving God is the same game that everybody got to do, what? To get his attention and earn his blessings. That's why I'm going to shut that one down. I'm going to get a little upset with them guys. But don't tell me what it is because you don't know or you believe it. Yeah, I ain't got to go with that nonsense. Oh, we the original black man. No, we're not. No, you're not. Stop with that. Get knowledge and understand and place yourself where you need to be, okay? Not at the top of the left religious concept. But y'all number two, keep working. You might get to be number one. Let's go with number one. The Christians. Yeah, Christianity. Yeah, Yeah, that's the black man's what? Nightmare. Oh, that's the Bible, excuse me. We love that book. Christianity. What they talk about. The central tenet of Christianity is the
According
belief...
to Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, the central tenet of Christianity is the belief in Jesus as the Son of God and the Messiah. Christians believe that Jesus, as the Messiah, was anointed by God as Savior of humanity, and hold that Jesus' coming was the fulfillment of messianic prophecies of the Old Testament.
They say believe. I don't believe none of that. Why? I know better. So I don't have to believe what y'all believe. Again, you can believe all you want. I ain't got a problem with that, but I know better. That's where we differ. Okay? Now let's talk about a few things about, yeah, we number one. Quick facts. You got to believe that Jesus was. Really. At the gate, St. Peter, you go to say, I know Jesus. That's how y'all get into heaven. No, you don't. So let me just clarify that before you think, oh, I got to do know Jesus. No, it don't work that way. Okay? What does Christians believe? What do Christianity believe in? Christians believe, there you go, it's the belief system. So all y'all doing the same thing. So again, different but the same. Cool. Y'all believe it, you don't know. Christians believe that what? God sent his only begotten son to earth to save humanity from what? The consequences of their sins. You can believe that. Is it a fact? Is there proof to that? If not, why you believe it? Oh, that's all you got to go with is believe. No, I got knowledge. I know better than that. So don't get mad at me or huffy puffy at me. Don't do all of that. Please understand that I just don't subscribe to what you believe in. That don't make us enemies or I'm right and you're wrong. No, you got the right to believe what you want. And when you do that, they say one of the most important concepts of Christianity is that of Jesus giving his life on the cross, the crucifixion, and rising from the dead on the third day. That's when we got a problem. So I'm not even going to entertain that. Let's go further. Can Christians say OMG? Answer the conscious of what theologies have been that the second commandment forbids deliberate misuse of the name God. Such misuse would be false oath and using the name of God in vain and in hateful and defiant manner. The context of, oh my God, makes all the difference. Oh, y'all can't say OMG. How about Jesus Christ? Is Japan friendly? Not. Okay, Japan friendly with Christians. Underground Christians keep the faith alive. Today, Japan's about 8,000 churches, but Christians make up 3%, 8% of the population. So y'all ain't famous in Japan. How did Christianity start? You want to know about that right quick? In 1st CE, Christianity developed in Judea in the mid-1st century CE. Based on first on the teachings of Jesus and later on the writings and missionary work of Paul of Tarsus. Tarsus, excuse me. He originally Christianity was a small, under-organized sect that promised personal salvation after death. Maya took care of that. So y'all just made your own thing again. You got the right to do that. What religion was Jesus? He was born Jewish. Okay, Mother Galilee, Jewish part of the world, all his friends, associates, colleagues, disciples, all of them were Jews. Now they're in the Middle East, but all his disciples got American names. We ain't gonna go there. But this is all stuff. When you're dealing in belief, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And a lot of stuff that you can't really attain for or answer to with logic and rational reason. Why? Because some of it is myth, some of it is not real. Don't take it literal. That book, Bible, is not a literal book. That's the mistake for most people who follow it. They take it literal and they really get it wrong. All right, let me wrap this up. Who do Christians pray to? God the Father. Okay. Most prayer is directed to God, and most you hear people say, Father. I understand that. Get the concept. Okay, we ain't getting into that. Let me wrap this up. We're Christians. Number one, if serving God was a competition, the Christians is winning. Okay, y'all number one God servers. I ain't going there. The followers of Christ claim to be what? The number one religion. Is crazy to me because ain't no religion honest and forthright and true. It's all somebody's concept and philosophy, which is fine, but don't try to make everybody this. So no, it's to you. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Each one of these groups have their own belief system and faith to follow. That's their right. I fellowship with Christians, Muslims, well, I don't know more, but again, and Jews. But I don't join none of the organizations. I respect them, but I ain't got to be part of that. I respect it. Again, I know you, I respect, understand, but I ain't doing what you're doing. Simple. Bragging about being number one, we're number one, shows me how ignorant and egotistical you are about what it is you follow. I don't claim no stature station. No, with God, it's just between me and God. I tell you, if you do these things, God will take care of you too. I don't tell you got to be this, you got to be that. No, right thing, you got to live right, do right, follow the concepts, and you'll be rewarded. That's what I tell you. That's what I do. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can tell you what I know. I hear and know about else's stuff. I don't practice none of these. None one of these do I follow. I like the Hindus and the Buddhists. Why? They're more philosophical. And you see, Judaism ain't on here. Notice that? They ain't consider themselves a religion. That's the way of life for them. They don't just, no, they do a little different. So I respect them. They took God, like the Hindus and Buddhists, a concept of God, and they worked with it. So let's go. And when you brag about being number one in religious game, you really done missed the boat. Religions are like gangs. How about that? Crips and Bloods, disciples, whatever y'all want to be. I'm a Christian, I'm a Jew, I'm a this, I'm a that. Okay, y'all gang related. Okay, gang affiliation. Okay, occult affiliation, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, same concept. Wrap it up again. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm just having some fun with religion. And if you join religion, you repping what? The God of your belief. And I ain't got a problem with that. But rep him in earnest. Be proud of. If you're a Christian, be proud to be Christian. I know a brother who ain't backing up, ain't backing down, ain't wavering. He is who he is. And I ain't got a problem with that at all. I do the same thing with my right thing philosophy, so I get it. So anybody who follow religion, have at it, do your best. And you're doing it right, you'll be blessed also. I am, so I can say that. So in closing, right thinkers, it don't make a difference what religion you follow. It's the work that you put in. So in closing, hope I made my point. It ain't the religion that God blesses. It's the individual who put the work in. That's what I know. And you ain't got to be religious to do that. I'm proving that. Okay? In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, no matter what religion you follow. Me 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers and true believers and whatever they do have passed away. Do it to your best ability. I ain't got a problem with that. I'm giving right thinking my best effort.